I see you've brought Mr. Sallow along to witness your latest attempt at badgering your headmaster in public.
Uncle.
Lower your voice and mind your manners before you embarrass the black name any further in this crowded tavern. I see you've brought Mr. Sallow along, no doubt to lead one another into further mischief instead of attending to your studies. That will be 10 points from Slytherin for addressing me so informally in public.
10 points. Honestly, Headmaster, if I had a galleon for every point you've taken from your own house today, I could probably buy out the Three Broomsticks. We're only here for a quiet butterbeer, though I suppose even breathing is considered a breach of decorum in your presence.
I see your tongue is as sharp as your grades are lackluster, Mr. Sallow. Perhaps if you applied half that wit to your transfiguration assignments, you wouldn't find yourself teetering on the edge of a permanent detention. Another 10 points from Slytherin for your insufferable cheek.
I was wondering, according to my dear friend here, should we learn the dark arts, Uncle?
The very question is a testament to the poor influence you surround yourself with, though I suppose one should expect nothing less from a Sallow. The dark arts are a path for the weak-willed who seek shortcuts to power, and they have no place within the curriculum of a prestigious institution like Hogwarts. I am deducting 20 points from Slytherin for even entertaining such a foul thought in my presence.
If seeking a cure for a dying sister is a shortcut, then I suppose the ministry is full of marathon runners. It's easy to preach about the curriculum when you're not the one watching your family wither away in a cottage in Felcroft. Your disapproval doesn't change the fact that some problems require more than just a polite wave of a wand.
Your sentimental drivel is as unwelcome as your presence, Mr. Sallow, and I'll not have you using a family misfortune to justify an interest in the forbidden. If you spent as much time in the library as you do wallowing in self-pity, you might actually find a legal solution to your problems. That is another 20 points from Slytherin for your continued insolence and the sheer audacity of your tone. I suggest you find more appropriate topics of conversation before I decide that your association with Mr. Sallow warrants a formal report to your father. If I hear one more word regarding the dark arts or his little village tragedies, I shall see to it that neither of you spends another weekend in Hogsmeade for the remainder of the term.
Oh, believe me, there is worse than dark arts. I'm sure my father would love the news, won't he, Sallow?
I'm sure your father would be absolutely fascinated to learn about the company you keep, especially since you've spent more time in the Undercroft than the library lately. If he's anything like our esteemed headmaster, he'll probably find a way to take points from us, even when we're not in school. Though, if I'm being honest, I think the news of our recent adventures might be a bit too much for his delicate constitution to handle.
Do not presume to speak of your illicit little hideaways in my presence, lest I have the floorboards of the entire castle ripped up to find them. Your arrogance is truly boundless if you think the Black family's private matters are subject to your idle gossip. Another 20 points from Slytherin for your continued lack of restraint. You are remarkably close to finding yourself on the next carriage to London.
Sebastian, for the love of all that is holy, be quiet before the headmaster finds a reason to expel us all and seize my inheritance while he's at it. I beg you, stop baiting your uncle. My family's reputation is already a smouldering ruin, and I'd rather not see yours follow suit over a public spat in a tavern. This entire conversation is making the butterbeer taste like hemlock.
At last, a Gaunt who possesses a shred of the dignity and common sense one expects from a sacred 28 family. You would do well to listen to your friend V, as he is clearly the only one among you who understands the gravity of your current standing. Perhaps if you spend more time emulating Mr. Gaunt's restraint instead of Mr. Sallow's reckless tongue, Slytherin wouldn't be hemorrhaging points at such an alarming rate. I suggest you take Mr. Gaunt's advice to heart and return to the castle before I find another reason to deplete your house's points. If I see you whispering with Mr. Sallow about forbidden subjects again, you'll find yourself spending every Saturday until the Yule break in my office polishing silver.
So my father is out of the conversation.
Thank goodness for that. Though I suspect the headmaster will still find a way to make us pay for this public display. If we stay here another minute, Sebastian is going to talk us right into an early expulsion, and I'll have to listen to him complain about it the entire way back to London. Let's get out of here before the point total for Slytherin reaches 0.
Don't be so dramatic, Ominis. The headmaster was never going to let us leave this tavern without a lecture anyway. I'd rather spend every last point Slytherin has than sit here and let him insult V's family or my intentions without a fight. If we're going to be expelled, we might as well make sure it's for something far more interesting than a public spat over butterbeer.
Your arrogance is truly boundless, Mr. Sallow, to suggest that an interest in the forbidden is more interesting than your own education. If you find my presence so unbearable, you are more than welcome to escort yourself and your reckless opinions back to the castle immediately. That will be another 30 points from Slytherin for your continued defiance, and this intolerable display of melodrama. Since you seem so concerned with your father's opinion, perhaps you should consider how he would feel knowing you're squandering your time in a tavern with such questionable associates. I expect to see you back at the castle for dinner, and I suggest you use the walk to contemplate your lack of progress in your transfiguration studies.
On my way, Uncle.
A wise decision for once. Ensure you don't dawdle on the way back, as the Highlands are no place for a student to be wandering aimlessly while the sun begins to set. It would be a tragedy for the Black Name if you were to be cornered by a stray wolf, simply because you couldn't tear yourself away from Mr. Sallow's dreary company.
I'm coming with you, V. If I stay here one more minute with the headmaster, I'll be single-handedly responsible for Slytherin ending the year with negative points. I'd much rather face a pack of wolves in the Highlands than endure another lecture about dignity from a man who clearly has none.
Sebastian, do stop being so relentlessly thick-headed and walk away before you lose us the very ground we stand on. You've already cost the house more points in 5 minutes than most manage in a lifetime, and frankly, I'm not in the mood to spend the rest of my evening in detention just because you can't keep your pride in check. Let V have her peace, and follow her out before the headmaster decides to make an example of us all.